Hello and welcome back to the final episode of the second season in Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque. The final two games in the French third division. It means I can no longer say in the French third division. Soon it will be in Ligue 2 or the second division, I guess. I'm probably not going to call it Ligue 2 all the time because I'm not French. We have two games left in the season, Romarintin and Queville-Rouen, two teams who are down the wrong end of the table, two teams actually in a relegation battle. That is not why we are here. We can still technically win the league. We have ballsed up a couple of bits. We've played, I think it's just the two games in between episodes. So, since we've now got promoted, for some reason the team decided we don't need to try anymore. Up against Chambly, a 0-0 draw. Annoyingly, Concarneau lost this week. If we beat Chambly and Concarneau lost, we would have been within 3 points of the top of the table at this point right now. We just ballsed this match up. We just could not score a goal. Then up against Ententa, again, another match where we ballsed it up until the 95th minute winner from Baboy Traore. Emmanuel Jean gets himself sent off as well for Ententa. He literally was on the pitch for about 12 minutes. But this game, look at the match stats, 25 shots, 9 on target, 1 goal in literally the last kick of the game, means that we are still within a chance of winning the league. The thing is, though, we do need Concarneau to lose both their games, and they are at home for both of them. Béziers down in 11th place, and Boulogne in 10th place, our local rivals. So, if they lose to Béziers, we are going to be supporting our local rivals in the final game of the season and hoping, desperately hoping that Concarneau will balls it up against them. First up then, Romarintin, a team down in 15th place who got promoted last season, who look like they're on the verge of relegation this season. The whole French league system is very weird because in this division, 4 teams always get relegated. It's not 2 teams go down, 2 teams go into a playoff. 4 teams always get relegated because it goes into like a little triangle and there's 4 leagues below. So one team needs to go into each one of those leagues. One team goes up from each one of those leagues. It must be an absolute bitch to get out of those leagues. The starting lineup we are going to go for then in goal will be Axel Maraval with Boubacar Sylla, Lucas Toussaint, Jeremy Huisman and Giovanni Chihuach as the back four. Toussaint has basically kicked out Babatore from the starting 11, although I probably shouldn't do. I mean, look at the last 5 games. Huisman and Toussaint are on very good form. Torre 6.82. So, I feel like I'm kind of justified having Toussaint and Huisman there at the moment, although I prefer Torre over Huisman, but that's just me. Midfield will be Baboy Traore, who's 1 yellow card away from being suspended for the final game of the season. Nicolas Brunel returns to the starting 11 as well. Hebert, not Herbert, will be the box-to-box midfielder with Alexis Alagu as the advanced playmaker. Alan Viral and Andy Faustin are going to be the strikers. I've just seen I don't have any midfielders on the bench, so we need to fix that quickly. I've gone with Hakim Koura, a player who played a couple of times at the end of last season, and I believe he scored in his first actual start for the club. Now, I'm not expecting much. I'm really not. If we win, great, and if Concarneau lose, perfect. However, if we don't win, it's going to be a bit crap. If Concarneau win, it means we're finishing second anyway. It means the final game of the season. We can play about. We can try some of the fringe players. Maybe we can give some send-offs to people like Dimitri Boudad, who will be leaving the club at the end of the season. 20 minutes in, and there's been 1 shot, and it wasn't even on target or highlight-worthy. So, yep, so far this game is going just like the last 2 games have. It seems like we've just given up. It seems like we've just gone, you know what? We don't need to win. It doesn't matter. We can still win the league here. I'm going to give them an aggressive shout. I'm not happy with that performance because you've had 1 shot. We are actually getting beaten, possession-wise and shots-wise, by the team in 15th place in the table, which isn't good. Get off the pitch, Faustin. You're on a 6.3. I want to give Faustin a team talk and just say, the reason why I'm subbing you is because you're an awful footballer at the moment. Right, 55 minutes on the clock, and there's a highlight. That's a red card, isn't it? It's a second yellow card. Traore's got himself sent off. Well, it looks like we're not going to be winning the league. I'm not even going to put someone in that space. I feel like it doesn't matter. Corner for Romarintin, edge of the area, goes for goal, and Yoruba Sissako, has made it 1-0 to Romarintin. And yeah, basically, that's pretty much summed up the final few games that we've played. We just don't try anymore. We don't need to try, so we're not bothering. Giving them a show some passion, see if it makes a difference. Throw on for Romarintin, Koulibaly with the ball, back to the throw on taker. Ajet on the left-hand side, cuts inside, finds Sidibe. Sidibe, long ball across, Chuacha intercepts. Hebbert's going to get there first. Are we going to equalise? Hebbert with the ball, number 13, through to Candace, 1-on-1 with the keeper. And Valentin Candace, his 11th goal of the season, makes it 1-1. The championship is still on the cards because I believe Concarneau are still drawing at the moment. We need to get another goal. Chuacha with a free kick, 10 minutes to play, and that was almost the other goal that we needed. Concarneau still drawing at the moment. Into the final few minutes, Toussaint with a free kick, Huisman back to Toussaint. Long ball upfield, Varal's going to control it and run on one-on-one with the keeper, and he should have scored. That could and should have been the winner. Huisman with a free kick, 20 seconds to play, and that is going to end our season. Once this full-time whistle goes, we're not going to be able to move anywhere in the table, up or down. Concarneau, I think, have drawn their game anyway, so regardless of what happens here, we were never going to win the league. It's just another draw that we didn't need. We were the better side, easily the better side. We just didn't need this. I'm going to give you an assertive, you were not good enough. Because we're now full-time, I can give them the angry you're coming into training tomorrow, but I feel like we finished second in the table. Probably not the time for it. Concarneau did also draw their game 1-1, so it does mean Concarneau are the champions of the Championnat de National. We finished second place, comfortably in second place by the looks of it. Tours have moved up into third now. Granville, Chambly and Tours, and I guess Intenta, all fighting out for that third spot. Le Mans as well, maybe. I don't know how their results against other teams have been. It's going to be an interesting final game of the season for those teams. For us, fairly boring. We've now got a very long time to wait until the Quevely Ruin game. So, as you can see, I've set up two mid-season friendlies. Top Os, I've already played. I played that before the Romarintin game, a nice 4-0 victory there. Missed penalty for Candace. And then we've got a Belgian side called Mandel United, which we're going to play on Friday. We are going to have to go through basically 2 weeks now, waiting for the final game of the season. Well, our game against Mandel United, we win 4-0. An Alan Viral hat-trick and a Lucas Toussaint goal. As you can see, I didn't play this game. Huge amount of substitutions happened in the 76th minute. Probably so many so that we added about 10 minutes of injury time on. Final game of the season then, up against Quevely Ruin. We have nothing on the line in this. However, Quevely Ruin, if they lose, and some other results in and around the bottom 4, I guess, 5. If that happens, Quevely Ruin could get relegated. Romarintin, Fleury, Myriam Gignac, and in theory Drancy can still catch them if they were to lose. So, our objective today is make Quevely Ruin lose. And the team that we have picked to try and relegate Quevely Ruin is very, very rotated. In goal will be Joan Hartock. The back four only consist of Giovanni Chuacha of the usual suspects. Alexis Calant, Mafol Sek, and Gustav Akusen are going to be the other three defenders. Omanuk, Mfula, probably. Mfulu, maybe. I don't know. He's going to be the defensive midfielder with Yvan Macon and Johnny Bewley in front of him. Dimitri Boudin will be playing his final game for the club as he will be leaving at the end of the season. Kevin and Zuzi Mata and Valentin Candace will be the strikers. As you can tell, we've gone for quite a lot of rotation here. And because of all the rotation, I will not be able to say half these players' names. Akusen, Mfulu, Macon, probably players that I'm going to struggle with. Macon should be okay. It's only 5 letters. I'm also hoping that putting out a rotated side means that we actually do a little bit better because it's players that are on the fringes of the first team that want to try and get into the first team. Diarra with the ball for Quevely Ruin. It's cleared, but only as far as Dowry. We're 1-0 down after just 1 minute and 45 seconds. So what I was saying about players in the first team, or those players that have been picked wanting to make a good impression, it's not really started well, has it? Sochaud with a free kick after just 3 minutes. This cannot be 2-0. Dowry with the ball to Pollett. Pollett now is going to have to go backwards across to Rocher instead. Oliveira's got the right back and the right winger as well with plenty of space. Diarra runs forward inside to Dowry. Is he going to get second of the game? Joan Hartock's getting subbed. He's getting subbed. He didn't even dive. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. Hartock's coming off the pitch. That is the last time Joan Hartock has ever played for us. I know that's a knee-jerk reaction, but I feel like Joan Hartock was completely at fault for that goal. He just didn't even move. 20 minutes in, Diarra to Pollett. It's going to be 3, isn't it? Across to Rocher. Runs towards the goal, cuts inside, goes for goal. It is over the bar. With Quevely Ruin going to win this game, because I don't think we're going to come back from this now. We haven't scored any more than a goal a game for the last probably about 4 or 5 games. Quevely Ruin are going to be staying up, and we have not won, or we've won 1 of our last 5. We're 3-0 down at half-time to a team that should be getting relegated. This is just appalling. What an absolute shocking performance from us. Right, that is... I want to give a more than aggressive. I don't know. I just want to walk into that room, just punch someone square in the face, and just be like, right, you're off the pitch, because partially I've broken your nose, and secondly, you're playing so badly. You were awful out there. Right. How was not everyone motivated? Chuach is on a 6.2. What is going on? Will the aggressive team talk make a difference in the second half? I feel like it probably won't. We're probably going to lose 4-0. On the hour mark, we've got our first highlight of the second half. Bewley with the ball for us. Back to Akison and Mfulu. Mfulu, where are you going to go? Forward to Macon, who picked up a booking in the first minute. Akuson's ball upfield doesn't find anyone, and now Quevely Ruin can possibly counter-attack. Down the left-hand side, they're going to keep it in as well. Tramoni does keep the ball in. Inside, it's cleared by Chuacha. First good thing he's done all game. Diarra now with the ball. All the way across to the left-back Rocher. Runs forward, inside. Dowry goes for goal. He's hit the bar, and Nani Zayamo, his effort is saved, but I think he was offside anyway. Chuach is coming off as he's on a 6.0. We've got no left-backs, so Boubacar Sylla's going to come on. We're also going to bring on Melvin Monet. He is the youngster who came for our first youth intake. He's not great, but, you know, I want to try and ease him into the first team, because hopefully in the next few years he will get better at football. We're going to lose 3-0, though, to go against Quevely Ruin. Could be even more, and I suspect it might be even more. 10 minutes to play. Akuson's throw to Melvin Monet, the youngster. Boudad. He's only 16, by the way, Monet. With the ball now. Is he going to run down the left? Number 49 kicks into Dowry, who is on a hat-trick. Akuson cuts out the ball forward. Sylla, the right-back playing on the left, plays it all the way across to Calant. The right-back playing on the right, crosses it in, and Zuzi Mata is there. And Kevin and Zuzi Mata gets his 7th for the season. In the 80th minute, we've got 10 minutes to score at least 2 more goals. It's not going to happen. Final couple of minutes of the game. We've got 3 minutes of injury time, and this is a proper highlight. Sylla gets the ball on the left, runs forward. He's going to have to cut inside because he's only got 1 foot. Monet doesn't manage to get the ball. Now, Nani Ziyamo runs onto it. There are so many blue shirts there that you know a red one's going to get on the end of it. Calant manages to clear the ball upfield, but what a shocking clearance. Why did he just lumped it upfield without really thinking? Lafort to Samnik. Melvin Monet steals the ball away, runs towards goal, goes for goal. It's a terrible effort. Not surprised, he is only 16 years old, and we are going to lose 3-1 against Quevely Ruin. Boudad, his final kick of a ball in a USL Dunkerque shirt is not a very good corner, and that was just, let's face it, that was just an appalling episode of matches. 2 very bad performances against 2 very bad teams, where we picked up a total of 1 point. I'm going to give them an aggressive team talk and say we're training hard tomorrow. The season's finished, but I feel like we're going to give them an extra day training. Well, the final league table then looks like this. As you know, we finished 2nd place. Quevely Ruin finished now in 13th place. Teams going down. Miriam Guignac, Fréjus, St. Raphael, Fleury and Drancy finishing bottom of the pile. If we go up to Ligue 2, what is going on there? So, Borges Peronis, Orleans and Gazalec Ajaccio maybe, have been relegated. The other Ajaccio side have managed to stay in the league just about. What I want to see, who's coming down from this league? Sochaux, Nancy and Auxerre. So, not the biggest teams. Auxerre are actually used to be quite a big team, didn't they? Not so much anymore. I'm just more interested now. Yeah, they were a very big team late 2009, sort of late 2000s, but recently not been so good. Well, just the 1 day has passed, and we've got to the end of season awards for us at the very least. So, the best 11, Maraval, Chuacha, Heisman, Toure and Sylla. Not really surprised with that one. Toure as the defence midfielder. Oh, this is overall. This is the overall 11, so Alagou has joined as a midfielder, which is weird. Martin Francois, who was obviously on loan last season, Boudad is still in there. Faustin and Adrissa Bar are also now in there. It looks like Alagou and Herbert were the 2 players, or Hebert were the 2 players to join the overall best 11. Hebert is on the bench, nestled in between Eric Tybee and Nicholas Brunel. End of season awards then. Boubacar Sylla gets player of the season. I think that's the 2nd year in a row he's managed to do that. Chuacha closely following in 2nd place on 32%. Baba Toure 19%. So the defenders getting quite a lot of the love from the fans there. Chiracha with goal of the season, we'll see that in a minute. Signing of the season, Johnny Bewley, young player of the season, goes to Alexis Alagoux. Top goal scorer, Andy Faustin. Giovanni Chiracha, highest average rating, I'm not surprised with that. 8 assists for Chiracha and Silla each. Hartuk, it's always a goalkeeper. I feel like they should remove goalkeepers from best pass completion, because he should be able to pass it to an unmarked defender quite easily. Like, that, to me, that just seems like a very dumb thing to do. Anyway, Chiracha manages to get most man of the match awards with 5. Traore, with 9 yellow cards and 1 red card, is the worst discipline. So this is going to be a Giovanni Chiracha free kick. I know that because he scored 3 goals and they were all free kicks. Where is this one going to go? Top corner, I believe? Straight in. It's not ideal. The goalkeeper did get a hand to it, but that is goal of the season for us. Season review, obviously, getting promoted. It was a season of unlikely yet jubilant success for Les Maritimes, who consistently defied the odds from the outset and eventually clinched promotion. I'm just happy, if I'm perfectly honest, that we managed to get promoted. I was expecting, as I said before, to go up maybe in the 3rd season. To do it in 2, perfect. It means next season we're already a year ahead of schedule. Right, end of season team meeting. This is always a worrying thing, because if I kind of say I'm optimistic that we can avoid relegation, I'm absolutely delighted with promotion this season. You've all earned, let's try that. You've all earned the right to test yourself at the next level, and I have faith that you'll be able to avoid relegation, even if it might be via the relegation playoffs. Okay, I think we have no chance of beating the drop. Really? No, we're staying up. I've ruined it. I've ruined it for everything. Well, let's be honest. By the time we come back for the new season, I might be able to give them a better team talk. End of season confidence review. Major highlight, obviously, being promoted. Look at all of these. We're actually very high on quite a lot of things. Club philosophy, I assume, is 50%. Stature's increased a little bit. Tactics, why is that low? I guess recently we've not been doing so well. We get to vote for manager of the season. I feel like it has to go to really Nicholas Klorek. I'm going to do this. Normally, when I do these, I kind of go, right, who's least likely to win it? So I'd go like Raphael Novelli at Pau. I feel like I should probably do this so. We're going to go with the Concarneau manager because, let's face it, he just destroyed the league. So we had a similar message last season. This season it's slightly different, obviously, because we've now been promoted. The board have indicated that the club cannot afford to meet the league's recommended stadium specifications this season, but plan to address the problem again this time next year. They understand that it's not ideal that their stadium will not be considered sufficient for the coming season, but have reiterated that finances just aren't there at this stage. League 2 bosses have outlined that increasing the stadium capacity by 3,800, including the addition of 2,000 seats, will help the club meet their recommendations. Stade Marcel Tribut in Dunkerque was built in 1933, before later being rebuilt in 1967. After the war, I found out. Basically, it got bombed during the war, then they rebuilt it back in 1967. The stadium has room for 4,200 supporters, with the potential to be expanded to 7,350. Does that mean we're still playing at Stade Marcel Tribut next season, or do we get the option to maybe do a ground share with Lille or somebody like that, where, you know, we can get a lot more people watching our games, please? I think we are going to leave it here then. I've gone through a whole load of more days trying to get to some more news. Doesn't seem like anything else is going to be turning up, so we are going to be playing in Ligue 2 next season in France. I'm not really expecting a lot. I think relegation is probably something that we're going to have to be fighting against. Our finances are pretty appalling, minus £2.159 million at the moment. We do have a wage budget of nearly 40 grand and a transfer budget. Hold on. This is something I always do. I always do this. So we could go up to nearly 400k transfer budget, or add an extra grand into the wage budget if we really want to. So maybe we'll look at doing that. I'm hoping by getting promoted we end up picking up a lot more money from our matches, because we're going to be playing against some very big sides in League 2. So let's go up to League 2. Looks like Tours have managed to get themselves promoted as well. So 3 teams. What's going on that way? League table. There we go. So some of these teams. Let's just click one at random. Hold on. Actually, who's going up in the playoffs? Lens or Sochaux might be going up in the playoffs. Anyway, we don't know that yet. So Lille are still in the playoffs, or still in this league, sorry. So when you look at their club, They are insecure financially. They're also a local derby. That's a local rivalry for us, I believe. 50,000 capacity stadium. If they fill that out, I'm perfectly honest, they're not going to, are they? I'm just more entertaining myself now. So they do get a good sort of 20 to 30,000 every game. That's a decent amount of money. So if we play them and they get 20,000 people turning up to their match, I'm assuming we get some form of cut of that. I don't know. Is that how it works? Not sure. But it might mean that we end up picking up a little bit more money for attendances, things like that. So maybe our finances might get a little bit better next season. We will be saying goodbye to one of the long-standing members of the Dunkerque team, and long-standing in real life as well. Been there since 2009. Dimitri Boudad, now 33 years old, will be leaving the club in 30 days because basically he's not good enough anymore, and £800 a week is actually reasonably steep for a 33-year-old. And the world of football will be missing Djibril Cissé, now 38 years old, will be 39 over the summer. He has decided to retire at the end of the season. Somehow, his stats have gone up. Have they actually gone up? Like finishing. What one's finishing? Finishing's up here. It's on 15.2. It has gone up. Like, he was on 14.6. Anyway, yes, Djibril Cissé will also be leaving. I've just seen that he's staff. He's awful. Just plain awful. Okay, fine. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque in the French 3rd Division, but no more. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time for our opening fixture in League 2, and also a whole load of transfers.